Hi guys,
Hello people.
I'm Milena.
I'm Lola.
We're watching Mob Psycho.
Which is 8?
Episode 8.
9?
Episode 8.
8, okay. We're watching episode 8 and episode 7 ended on a big cliffhanger if you ask me. We had Mob show up to his brother using his powers to beat up people. So that's gonna be pleasant now. I mean, I'm so excited.
Honestly, I'm very excited to find out how Mob is gonna react, how brother is gonna react with Mom, how that whole conversation between the two of them evolves. Because honestly, I really thought through the previous entire episode, like how that's what needs to happen for brother to snap out of whatever he's doing, you know.
Again, I don't know how I see it happening, but I kind of feel like, Mob is gonna be... I mean, we know what Mob is gonna be like. For Mob, this is like the worst. Like, you shouldn't use your powers like this and everything. And like his brother might get defensive because he just got his powers and like he might try to like justify himself. I think he might like start being defensive about it because he really likes having the power. And at this point, the way that he is acquiring the power is by guilt. Is it guilt? Is that what they said?
Guilt, shame.
Yeah, guilt, shame. And so like when you feel like that, I just feel like you would get defensive because like you know what you're doing is wrong.
He could even say something to Mob like that he's jealous that he got his powers finally, that like he's not the only one who has. But honestly, we don't know brother enough to...
No, me neither. I'm basing this off on how I think usually things like that would go.
Yeah, honestly,
I don't know. We don't know the brother. Like I always said that he seems very sweet, and I stand by that. Like he really cares about his brother, and so I stand by that. But like he's going through a bit. Yeah, he's going through a tough time right now. So like he might not be.
Usually the storylines would go that way, but like
we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, because we still don't know their relationship, like how close they are, how they talk to each other, and everything like that. So honestly,
but what I find interesting is that like I keep forgetting his name, the brother's name. He can't really use his power unless Dimple is like in him, kind of controlling. Like being able to like release the power from him on the outside or whatever.
That's also because he is using it in them, the powers, in a wrong way.
No, because he's acquiring them through guilt and everything.
And shame.
And
so like maybe when he lets go of those emotions,
he stops doing the things that he's doing to acquire more power.
Yeah, I think maybe the powers didn't come because he wanted them so badly, maybe in a wrong way. I don't know, from jealousy, that the whole thing came from jealousy. I don't know.
I mean, we know that maybe the first time it happened is because of the whole thing that they did to that like guy, the delinquent or whatever.
But maybe when he lets go of that type of mindset, maybe he's gonna be able to use them.
He has wanted these powers for so long, it has like consumed him in a way. So I feel like that also plays a big part in how his powers maybe manifest or like if they exist. Like I don't know, I'm just like very curious to see what's gonna happen now between the two of them. Are they gonna start using their powers? I mean, Mob isn't. I don't know if his brother is maybe gonna...
honestly, why I said this...
Which part?
The part that I think maybe his powers haven't come to him. I said that because this part reminds me of Zuko from Avatar. He was using fire from anger because of his anger, but he was never able to use it fully. Like the moment when he learned to let go of the anger and to... he was
very possible.
So like that's what reminded me of, but like I'm not sure.
Very possibly. It's just like I don't know how his powers would have come to him unless like this is what he felt. But like maybe it was just a matter of like time. Like maybe they needed more time, and this is now they're coming in maybe sooner than they were supposed to because of this whole like guilt, shame, whatever what he did, and he's like using it right now. Maybe it would have just like come on its own. I don't know.
I have no idea.
I'm very curious to see how it's gonna happen.
Me too. But I just want to say how much that I really love this storyline.
Me too.
I love that this is the road the writers decided to take with the brothers.
I mean, no surprise that we're gonna love like a brother storyline where then like maybe a head to head.
So far a happy one, but I have a feeling it's gonna be. Honestly, I have really good feeling about this. It's gonna maybe take a time, but somewhere in latest in season 2 they're gonna be good.
No, I expect a good, happy, healthy ending.
Me too.
To their storyline, and like maybe in a way he also helps Mob because like Mob despises the fact that he has powers, and he like looks at it as a bad thing, and like
that would be a perfect. That would be a
really
perfect
nice.
if the two of them got the best out of the whole thing.
I mean, we always thought they were gonna get the best out of each other, but just we didn't think that his brother's gonna get the powers. We just thought it was gonna be like the opposite. But it's like his teacher told him like it's not about the knife; it's about how you use the knife. So like I hope that Mob like comes to terms with his powers and is like able to function, because like that boy is bottling up so many emotions until the point where he explodes. I'm very excited for this episode. So let's just see what happens.
Yeah, let's play it.
The older brother bows. Destructive intent. Oh, we also saw in the previous episode that the guy was watching him. Yeah. That the guy that we know is also what was the name they called him, but like a sidekick or whatever. That Mob saw that like has a hood. We don't see his face. He was watching him and he was talking to someone on the phone. Oh.
Oh, okay. He's gonna tell him that like somebody is. Oh my god, not
That's
only he knows him, it's his fucking brother.
God.
Ritsu.
Nani?
Oh my god.
Ritsu's gonna feel even more shame now.
Yeah.
I think he really like looks up to his brother.
And if he's his brother embarrassed of him, I'm embarrassed of his
actions.
But
like Mob wouldn't be embarrassed in that way. He just like wouldn't want him to do that, but like he would, I guess, read those emotions as like very negative.
I couldn't understand. I couldn't describe it in any other way. I honestly love this intro.
That's the guy.
Who is this? The other guy? With the
no fucking clue.
We have someone else.
The broccoli, the star of the show. It would be nice if we meet like someone older, like an Esper older, because I feel like Mob could benefit from that. Like the teacher is good, but he doesn't have the abilities. So like I feel like someone older might like be able to show Mob, make it the powers or something. But like he seems like more powerful than anyone. Like I don't know if this is normal, honestly. That's right, you should run, you should.
That's also an intro. He's...
Ritsu.
おめでとう。ずっと使いたがってたもんね。覚えてる？リツが小さい頃にスプーン曲げられなくて泣きじゃくってたの。まさか今になって。それはつい最近までも同じさ。そして兄さんにも憧れていた。憧れなんて照れるな。でもそれは大きな勘違いだったんだ。僕は兄さんに抱く劣等感と恐怖心に耐えられなくて。
Fear.
憧れだと思い込むことで自分を守っていたんだ。僕はあなたが怖かった。ストレスが溜まると何をしでかすかわからない。兄弟喧嘩なんてできたものじゃない。僕には兄さんの力から自分の身を守る術がないんだから。だからなるべく兄さんがストレスを溜めないように気を使ってきた。今じゃ屈辱の過去だ。でも僕は手に入れた。これでもう恐れることはない。まやかしの憧れも残ってない。仲良し兄弟はここで終わりだよ。兄さん。
This is not the way I thought this was gonna go, honestly.
Horrible.
それは嘘だね。ここで勝負しよう。僕に力をぶつけたっていいよ。でも本当なんだね。僕はリツの兄弟だ。ねえリツ、 半分は本当なんだろう。うちの弟が怪我をさせてしまってどうもごめんなさい。今後とも仲良くしてやってください。やめろ。なんでだ兄さん。何やってんだよ。いつ僕を突き放そうとしたって無駄だよ。兄弟なんだから。
What the fuck? He's the most fucking precious thing. On target. Yeah. Not really. What? Are those bodies? Yeah. Is that the lab? Yeah. Fuck, I thought this was gonna be like a good influence.
命令できんのは強いやつだけだ。一番強いやつがその場を制する。
どこまでも滑稽な人たちだ。この場で一番強さを持つのは。
Oh, he's gonna grab him.
その通りだ。一番強いやつが場を制する。だがこいつは別格だ。お前たちでは万が一にも勝つことは不可能。
Mom, what is he gonna do?
だから同じ土俵から下ろしてやる。
Oh,
安
Mom.
心して小競り合いに励め。全く分かりやすい動物たちだ。不良っつうのは。
弟を。
My... He is the most precious fucking thing. Oh, you don't wanna see the fucking explosion, let me tell you. I had such high hopes that he was gonna be like a good fucking character, you know, and some like positive influence. Look at this. I have two parts of me that are fighting. I want Mob to come and defeat him, but I also don't want Mob to use his powers against humans because he doesn't want to. Like, that's fucking right, you asshole. Oh god, it will bring me so much joy if he beats him. Boy, give me the power. I will fight him instead of you. Is he gonna use his power? Yeah, I think so. I think he will. Oh.
And the mask.
俺が手をつかされたあんなガキに言っとくけどお前のせいだからな二度と僕たちの前に顔を出すな面倒な硬いさっきとは別なのいたかお前なんだよ今のどうなってんだ嘘だろエネルギーボム俺に多くの手まで使わせやがって
What's happening?
I don't know. Is he still at 100?
このままじゃやべえそうだあいつを連れてくるな
The blonde? The... He doesn't want...
白い T シャツだそうか白 T ポイズンの兄じゃなかったんだ奴が噂の白中学校を恨む白 T ポイズンしつこいなら終わらせてやる次でとどめだ帰るぞなんてバスバレなんだこれじゃナイフが通らねえなんてなあいつの道具に頼るのは不本意だが、ゆっくりもしてられねえ。
You fucking loser.
顔を見られたんだったな。面倒だが全員消すしかないか。
But like, it fucking...
これ以上相手はできん。お前は来いあれ気絶したまま立ってる。彼から離れろ。まだ近づくのは危険だぞ。お前はクロス中の彼をここまで追い詰めるなんて信じられない。
Honestly, I thought they were gonna go. He's gonna
Me
kidnap
too, but I
his
literally
brother.
couldn't imagine how a mob was gonna...
今回はこいつを使って除霊しましょう。
You're just living your life, my dude, aren't you? Like, really?
After the scene that we
Oh
just
my
had.
god, this was fucking a lot.
無責任な業者だな。次に画面の骨末を利用したマッサージでこうまった筋肉をほぐし血流を良くします。今回はガチなやつじゃなくて助かったがモブが約束の時間を無断で破るなんて初めてだ。
Oh,
次会った時は説教だな。何か悩みがあるなら言ってよ。いつでも相談になるから。兄さん悩んでない？大丈夫？兄さん何か悩んでたら相談乗るよ。ありがとうリツ。でも大丈夫、なんでもないよ。そうリツそうか、気づいてあげられなくてごめんね。
that's so fucking sad.
Don't cry.
This is horrible, honestly.
I think he's gonna be this sad now.
目が覚めたか影山くん。なんでリツと一緒に？それにリツがさらわれた。エクボ、お前のせいなのか。もう解放だ。俺あんなやつ知らねえ。僕は知っている。え？だから中学生で一人暮らしなのか。
He is living by
一つ忠
himself.
告してあげよう。奴らとは関わるな。死ぬよ。
They kidnapped his brother.
Literally, what do you mean? He
Claw.
can't stay away
A
from it.
fucking bunch of losers.
その組織力は群を抜いていて100人以上の超能力者を有している。人工的な超能力の開発を目指す施設は世界各地にたくさんある。
Yeah, okay.
でもその実験を成功させたのは世界の爪だけだ。まだ成熟してない子供の超能力者を洗脳して兵隊に育て上げるらしい。僕らナチュラルより力は劣るが舐めてかかると数で簡単に潰されるよ。シゲオ、お前下手したら殺されてたぞ。
Do you not understand, people? Yeah.
弟がさらわれたんだ助けに行く死にたいのか
He's gonna bring them all down.
だったら落ち着けよ勝てると思うかでもどうして君の弟なんだろうなさっぱりわからない
さあそういえばお前らと同類が集まる研究所があるんだリツも最近そこに通ってた
リツがそこから情報が漏れたな確かめてみるか嫌な予感しかしない
案内するぜ
Oh my god, all these people are dead.
一般人相手に
意識を飛ばされている
Oh.
死んではない
Also, this fucking mass murder.
Yeah.
君たちは私が声をかけたの影山茂雄君だ
それは僕だ
君が人違いから始まったのに本当に律を覚醒させちまったな
他の子たちは
さらわれたちょっと待ってくれ君たちは何だ
何してんの花沢くん自己紹介
The end.
Oh, I fucking hate you. Oh my god.
必要以上に怖がらせるな使えなくなる
Why do they both have scars?
今は抵抗しない方がいい
Honestly, I don't see many things happening here. Like everything I say is wrong somehow. I don't know how everything. I don't see.
Honestly, we didn't predict anything
Zero.
with their conversation.
Zero. I thought this was just
like the plot things that this guy's gonna be actually evil and they're gonna make that part. I mean, sure. How can I guess that? But like the thing with his brother and him.
Like I did think the brother was gonna be like hostile, let's say, towards Mob.
But I didn't think it was gonna be in this direction.
No, I didn't think he was gonna say like I was scared of you. When he said that,
I was shocked.
My
honestly.
heart broke for Mob.
Yeah.
No, first my heart broke when like Mob did the complete opposite of what I expected him to do. He was like, "Congratulations." He's like,
first he was like, "You wouldn't do this."
Yeah.
And,
I mean, that's I could have expected that. Like,
and
that's
then
fine.
when Ritsu said like, "I got my powers," he was like, "Congratulations! I was so happy to got that part. You wanted them for so long."
No, that was a part that I didn't fucking expect, and it kind of broke me.
But like, I don't know why, because he's the best human.
Mob is quite.
He's like, you shouldn't do that. I'm gonna tell you why you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't hurt humans.
I'm gonna teach you.
I'm so happy that you got your powers because for so long, our entire life, you just wanted them. I mean, it makes sense.
Of course.
But like,
no, Mob is too precious. I can't handle Mob.
He's literally
no words. No words for him. He is the best human that exists. I think maybe. Honestly, what the fuck is that boy? And so when his brother Ritsu. When his brother started talking like, all my life I had an inferiority complex and I was afraid of you and I
was afraid of what you're gonna do, so
I pretended that my fear and the complex I had was an admiration towards you. That whole part sounded like so bad.
So bad. And he was like, I was nice to you to not provoke you because I was scared of what you're gonna do. And then after that we had a scenes with Mob when he remembers how nice every time his brother was towards him. And he's like,
he was like talking like, is there anything you want to talk about? Is there? I don't. How did you read that scene? Did you read it like he was just remembering?
Yeah, and I think I understand how Mob read it.
What does he understand?
What do you mean?
Well, how did you read it? Because like to me, I read it like in line of. I mean, I don't know why, but like I thought like every time like someone like constantly goes to talk to him, like, is there anything you want to talk about? Is there anything? I always thought that like Ritsu was the one that wanted to talk about things, and then Mob just like didn't. And I
don't think Mob. I didn't.
That's how I read it, but I don't know how. That's what I'm asking. How did you read it?
I just think that Mob is hurt now.
Like you
for every conversation, and now he's realizing that like maybe the whole thing
was just that he was afraid.
That he was afraid the entire time, and that broke my fucking heart.
I mean, no, that could be it, and it was just maybe Ritsu who like wanted to talk because he was afraid, and then he wanted to like speak to
everything that could be true, but I don't think that Mob interpreted it at that point that way. I think Mob.
But do you think like do you believe Ritsu when he says that? Because like at this point, you know, I don't like fully believe him.
Me neither.
I think that he wants to think this now. Like he wants to think that because I mean we saw how he like when Mob appeared, we saw like his approach towards him, like he wanted to fight him. Yeah. Like for what reason? Yeah. You know? Like so like I can't really take his words at face value. And Mob did say, you know, you're lying. Whether he meant it or not, Mob is gonna interpret that as the truth because Mob,
that's what I think.
Mob is afraid of himself.
And this is what breaks my fucking heart for Mob. That part, honestly.
Yeah.
When that happened, that broke my fucking heart for Mob because like what now he thinks his
brother
is
that,
scared
I was like,
of
that
him.
is the worst thing you could have possibly told him.
Honestly.
Like there couldn't have been a single fucking
why
worst thing
couldn't you just be
him.
angry and be
like,
proud and be like
you
you're
jealous?
jealous?
Just been, now, yes, you're jealous, I get this power. All of that would have been so much
easier for me. This
then
was
you
the
telling him
hardest
that you're afraid
thing.
of him.
And honestly, I don't know what exactly is the truth there. I definitely do know that his brother, that Ritsu loves Mob. You saw that in this episode.
But like we also saw him like, you know, saying like that wasn't Mob. That wasn't, you know, well, he looked scared, you know, when
but he at that point looked terrified.
He looked terrified.
He was shaking how terrified he looked at that
point. I feel like of course there is truth to that. I feel like he is definitely a bit afraid because I mean like he is afraid, but like not to the point, not in the way that he presented it. I don't know how to explain it. I mean, like we saw what happened when like Mob, when those kids were I guess bullying him in the flashbacks, and then you know Mob used his power and his brother also got hurt, and then his brother like kept reassuring Mob like it's fine, I was good, like nothing really happened. Like it would be only human that like Ritsu is a bit afraid of like the power of his brother, but like I don't think he is afraid in the way that he is presenting that he is afraid. I don't know.
Because to me, the way he is presenting it would mean that like everything he did for his brother was just out of fear,
which is not true.
Which is not out of love at all. And I truly believe that he loves Mob.
Yeah. I mean, that was very clear. That was very clear even in this episode because like you saw them like start to fight. Ritsu fighting him, kind of. Yeah. I mean, barely.
Yeah, it was
like pushing him. You know, nothing big. And then the second that guy appears and like both of them are kind of in danger, like both of them are just trying to save the other one, and like Ritsu, who can't even really use his powers at that point, is running after this guy who is very dangerous and like just trying to stop him just with his body and saying like, please take me, like do anything, I'll come with you.
That's love.
I mean, come on,
that's fucking love. So in
that
my
is
opinion,
completely love.
So that's the way I read it, meaning like that yes, I think there is truth in it. I believe that he was scared of his brother and like what he could do and like how powerful he is. But I do believe there is love. And I don't believe that every time he came to him it was out of fear. I honestly don't believe that. And I think he's gonna realize that as well.
I think Ritsu knows that. But again, Mob is gonna be very self-deprecating.
But like exactly, this was the worst thing that could happen to Mob. Yeah, in my opinion. Yeah. He already hated his powers. He already hated everything around that. He hated himself for having those powers. Yeah. And now you want to tell me that at least he thinks that his brother is scared of him?
It's awful.
And that everything he did is just because of the fear? My heart breaks.
No, like Mob, so many times episode my eyes watered because of Mob. And honestly, he really surprises me in the way that he's like he's the big brother. Like I thought, like when the show started, I thought he was the younger one. It's kind of clear in his actions now that he is the older one, and I love that kind of. You know, even when Ritsu said all that, he said like, well, I am still your brother. And then he went and started apologizing to those guys and being like, please still be friends with him. And he started kneeling. And he was doing that for his brother when he was like, why are you doing that? Like, you're so powerful, you know, like you don't need to kneel in front of anyone really. And yet he does for his brother, and like he's gonna let himself be beaten up. He really doesn't care. He really doesn't want to use his powers. Like even when this guy came and was about to kidnap Ritsu, I mean, Mob appeared out of nowhere and kind of saved his brother, and again let himself be beaten up to the point where like it looks like he's about to die. Like if he was just a normal human, he would have died already. Yeah. And then of course he explodes. He reaches 100%. I'm assuming it's animosity. That's when that guy, I was afraid of his life. Again, two sides of me fight. I want Mob to take him and just like
hurt him
very much. And another part of me is like, I never want Mob to do anything like that. I never want Mob to use these powers. I never want him to reach a boiling point. But I don't want this for him.
But I never want him to let his brother get kidnapped either. And honestly, that part always wins for me. My heart's gonna break for Mob because like he's gonna feel bad after hurting anybody. But like I at that point wanted him to try to fight this guy. I mean, to try to stop him.
He said like, you know, when he started beating that guy, like I shouldn't use these powers against humans, but now this is different. Like when it's about his brother, he
can't let him get hurt.
No, he can't. And so like that's when he turns it on, and that's like his biggest priority. I really never expected when we started this show, when we started the first couple of episodes, when we barely even saw Ritsu, I never expected that like one of the focal points, I mean the focal point at this moment for me would be the brothers. I never expected that.
Honestly, that's by far my favorite part of the show.
There's no competition.
I mean, also Mob as a character, in my opinion,
the best thing. But like Mob's relationship with his brother, like that is a big part for me. For Mob's character, is just an absolute highlight, and I love that is the storyline that we're going with. And we also got introduced to this new group. What do they call them? There's a name, I don't know. But I feel like there's 4 letters, but I don't know what it is. The group that is the only group that has successfully been able to, I guess, take people, amplify their abilities.
People who already had
like maybe you have like some, like the guys that we know that like could bend the spoon, but like barely, but still like that's better than we could ever do. You know,
they had a little abilities and they managed to somehow amplify that. And I mean the blonde kid said like they are never gonna be better of us who are nature.
But like if you take 100 of them versus 2 of you, you're very much outnumbered. So like even if like everyone there has a 100th of your like abilities, when you fucking combine them, they're very dangerous for you because you're outnumbered. Honestly, I don't think anyone's outnumbered at Mob getting his brother back. Like really, I don't think anything stands a chance with that.
Yes and no. Just because I don't think Mob is using his powers fully with this guy. He's using them enough to not hurt him too much, to stop him for taking his brother, you know. So like if he would use fully his powers, he could kill all of them.
Yeah,
that is how I see it.
I feel like he could kill them, but like he never wants to do that. So like that's never gonna be a thing, you know.
Exactly.
And I think
it's gonna be very hard for him to manage to take his brother, save his brother, and yet not destroy him. So I think that's why it's gonna be much harder than it could maybe be.
Yeah, I agree.
Because he's gonna stop himself from killing them, you know.
We have seen those 2 guys from that group. Both of them have scars on their face, but like in different places.
I mean,
I wonder why that is.
The left one seems
like a leader.
like a leader, who is the brain of the whole operation.
Yeah, he
The
has a
right
sword.
one, the one we met in this episode who fought Mob, to me seemed like the muscles of this operation, you know? Like he's gonna fight you, he's very capable, very strong. But like the left one is scarier, in my opinion.
And the left one does seem scary.
I think he's gonna definitely
because he's like the quiet type, you know?
Exactly.
And that's always like you don't know what they're able to do.
And he's skinny
in
comparison to the right one, so which
so like
makes me
he looks like he wouldn't be
exactly.
a problem, but usually those are bigger problems.
I mean, look
honestly.
at Mob.
Yeah,
that tells you everything. He's small and tiny and precious, and yet when he goes to 100%, he's the scariest.
I don't know how he is this good. I think it's gonna be an actually very interesting storyline with the kids now and Ritsu, who are being taken to this
I
place.
think that's very interesting.
That's gonna be very interesting, especially because like they take these children who have not really even developed any type of like and powers or whatever, and they brainwash them and make them fucking soldiers. So, like these two guys could also, like, I don't know when this started, like these two guys could be the also kids that were brainwashed. Like I don't know if this like started 5 years ago and they're just like the brains of the operation, or if this started like 100 years back and they're just like the soldiers that were created. I don't know that part, but that's awful. That's very dark.
But I don't know how dark this show is gonna go, meaning I don't know when Mob is gonna manage to find them. Like if Ritsu is already gonna be a bit brainwashed. I
was wondering that when they took him and they said like they brainwashed, and I was like, is that the storyline we're gonna go with?
Could
because
possibly
like
be.
That's gonna really also break my heart.
It's gonna be horrible.
Because like if Ritsu is now brainwashed like in some ways, and like the last thing that Mob heard him say is like, I'm afraid of you, but also Mob saw that Ritsu was trying to protect him as well, you know, so like there's
I don't think that's
that, but like no, for Mob, no.
For the way how he there is no way. I think that could be such a good storyline.
But like it's gonna break my heart. Honestly, like Mob breaks my heart. And I don't know if this is also gonna be now because all the kids saw that Mob is like, I guess, very good. I don't know if he's not gonna be popular. He gets all he wants when he doesn't want it. When he has bigger issues to deal with. I feel like that is also gonna be a thing. I also love that it's gonna be kind of a team up between Mob. What is his name? I knew his name, Teru, but like again, they have different names. I swear to God, because like they call him Hazanoro-san. But the blonde kid.
Oh, okay.
He has a longer name, but he also has name Teru. How does that work?
I don't know.
Is that like...
I mean, Mob is Nissan.
No, Nissan means brother. Nissan means older brother. Okay. Yeah. A Mob is on S.
Senge.
Something on S, yes. I mean, they always say his last name and then first name, I think. Okay. But like, I really don't. I have no idea. I call him Mob.
I mean,
I call him Mob.
Ritsu, Mob,
like,
and Teru.
Yes, and Teru. It's easier to pronounce. I'm sorry. I'm bad with names in general. And if they're like longer and like not familiar to me, that's even going to be harder because there are multiple names here to keep track of. I love that there's going to be a team up between like the three of them. I mean, again, I love that Dimple went and got the blonde kid because I was like, okay, we need help now. We need help at this point. And I really want them to now go and find this place where they took them, and like all three of them working together, like maybe even we get the teacher involved, and like I think it would be a very good storyline. I mean, teacher is just there to be the comedic relief, and I'm gonna laugh, but
there was no comedy in the fact that like he was like this is the first time that Mob is late, I'm gonna have to tell him like something.
He's like, it's a good thing there wasn't the actual goals because like Mob's not here.
But like I'm gonna have to tell him that's not.
And Mob is recovering in a bed. And Teru's bed, who lives alone as an elementary school kid.
Because these people wanted to kidnap him before.
I mean, it makes sense because of how he has acted. Like, it makes sense that he's a kid who's like alone and everything. Like, it makes sense for his character. But I love that team up on that side, and then we have Ritsu and the other kids who are being taken into
I have no
place.
idea how. I just don't know how far they're gonna take that whole
I don't know how far the show goes. Like, because like I don't know if I'm gonna have to mentally prepare myself for Mob to at some point maybe kill someone.
Oh,
I don't know if
are
I'm
they
gonna
gonna
have to
brainwash his brother?
Well, I mean, yes, but like that's like kind of reversible to
Yeah.
me. You know, that's like even if he is brainwashed, we're gonna fix him. You know, we're gonna take him out of it. We're gonna, you know, save him. But if Mob kills someone, that's really gonna take a toll. And I don't know how dark the show wants to go. And because that's
it's
gonna
not
be really
something that I can't see happening. Especially,
me neither.
I mean, I just hope it's not gonna happen accidentally. Meaning, like, I would much rather it happen being his decision.
But like when he's in that state, when he reaches 100%,
he knows what he's doing.
Well, yes, but like also it is a bit out of his control in some way.
It's not. I think. I don't think it is. I think he. I don't think he will. I'm hoping that he will not accidentally kill somebody. I'm hoping that if he kills somebody, he has to kill him to save his brother or something like that. That would be easier for me. I don't know if it will be easier for
I don't think
Mob.
anything will be easier for him, to be quite honest.
But like for me in my heart, I feel like that would be kind of easier.
Yeah.
Okay, guys.
I mean, that's it. This
What
is
a
great
episode, honestly.
And it really, and it really set up a lot of storylines. I'm very, honestly, to me, this show, night and day, like the first 3 episodes and the rest of it. Night and fucking day. Like, really, so many stories. Again, I mean, the first episode, I didn't even know, like, I barely knew he had a brother. Like, the brother was a side character.
Yeah.
And, like, now this is the focus part, and I love that's the storyline
in the
we're going
first
with.
3 episodes, I didn't know anything about Mob.
No, nothing.
Like, literally nothing about
Like, he
Mob.
seemed sweet, but, like, also, he just, like, he was just there. I didn't know how fucking sweet he was. I didn't know he was the best person that ever existed, honestly. And now I know that. And now that makes me sad.
Okay.
That's it.
Thank you so much
for watching. We'll see you next week.
Bye.